Hi, this tutorial will walk you through refining results even further in the Film and Television Literature Index with full text database. It will show you how to save the sources that you would like to save for future reference in your search results, and it will help you locate the citation information or at least find the citation generator for the format that you're being required to use, and it will also point out a way to find similar results based on the sources that you find. So let's just do, for demonstration purposes, a search on Steven Spielberg. He is super popular. We need to spell his name right. And as a director and producer, he's got 40, 50 movies to his credits. And if you look at everything that's been written on him in this database, there are 2,700 results. So let's refine those to just the ones that SJSU has full text. We have the full text of the article, not just the abstract. We have just peer-reviewed sources, not popular culture magazines or trade publications. We're going to just look at academic journals. So that narrows it down significantly. But even still, on Steven Spielberg, even though there are still 86 articles, scholarly articles written on him, that's quite amazing. Let's narrow this down a little bit more to maybe just his war movies. And honestly, the best research papers will have a narrow focus and give great detail about a smaller topic than the research papers that try to give a little detail about a broad range of topic or subject matter. It is much better to focus on a narrow topic and give specific, intense information. And so if we just look at Steven Spielberg and his war movies, we have 22 scholarly journals, scholarly articles, peer-reviewed articles about his war movies. So let's choose, I learned a new word today, atom bomb, children and the destruction of innocence. This particular movie article talks about Empire of the Sun. And there is a PDF version of this, which means this PDF looks exactly like it was printed in the journal. So it's like a copy right out of it. And I love the PDF because you know exactly where each page begins and ends. And here's exactly what it would look like. So if we wanted to save this source, there's a little place over here where it says add to folder. And if I'm signed in, make sure you're signed in. So it tells me my name is Rebecca. If it is not me, I'm not signed in right? We want to sign in, and it shows my folder, and I've saved some things to my folder in the past. So if I want to save this article, for example, I'm going to click on that and it will save it. And there's a little paper in there that shows I have saved it to my folder. If I was to look in my folder up above, click on my folder, it'll show me everything I've saved in here, or at least of the articles. Here's the article that I just saved into my folder. And every time that I log into the database through SJSU, every time I log into our library databases in general, it'll give me that, especially from the EBSCOhost platform. And then the other thing that's good to know is our citation information, because it's very important that we know how to cite our sources. So if we click on detailed record, we can see obviously the author. The article title is this long thing. The source is the periodical where it was, and the periodical's title is Film Matters. The date is spring 2017, volume 8, issue 1, the page numbers. And there is also a DOI, and DOIs are fabulous because every article from about 2012 on, some before that, but from about 2012 on, we started being really consistent about assigning a DOI identifier to every article. That DOI is specific to this particular article, and that will always be the DOI for that article. As databases buy and sell each other, and who knows how many databases this particular article was published in, this DOI will always remain consistent. So knowing a DOI for an article or a source is even better than knowing what database it came from. But let's just go back to our full text version. And over here, you can see the site, this little icon that says site. And it'll pull up all of these different documentation styles. Most commonly, you're going to use APA or you're going to use MLA. Now, remember that these were humanly inputted and there are often problems with them. There are often minor errors. Not always. This one actually looks pretty good for MLA. For APA, some of these article title words would not be actually capitalized. Destruction, innocence, portrayals would not be capitalized. But otherwise, this looks pretty good. It is up to you as a student to know what the APA rules are. So just because this was inputted a little bit incorrectly, that does not excuse you from just cutting and pasting it. However, this is a great place to start. Another thing you can see, this over here, this actually has, when you're looking at the detailed record, it looks, it gives you actually all of it. So if you wanted to save it, or if you want to save it, remove it, I've already saved it in the folder, but if I wanted to remove it from the folder, I could click that or save it to the folder. The citation is here. Saving it means that it's saving it kind of virtually, not as good as saving it into the folder that you've created by logging in. So signing in and saving it to your folder is far better. Okay, so let's go back to our results list. Let's say we're going to look at sentimentalism in the post-classical war film. So this is a 2016 article, relatively current. Some criticism on the movie. I think it's highlights Saving Private Ryan. And if we like this article, some ways to find more articles about similar subjects are to go to the references that this particular article cites and look for these sources themselves. We don't want to cite this article citing these articles. We want to find these articles and cite them directly. But another way is if we're looking in the detailed record, there's a little, don't have full text. You can see, okay, let's just narrow this down to academic journals that are peer-reviewed, because by and large, those are the ones you need, right? But let's go through here. If we have the PDF full text version or the HTML version, it'll tell you. But if we don't, it says find it. So if we click on find it, that means we might have it, we might not, but we need to look a little bit further. As this comes up, okay, it's asking me to sign in again. So I'm going to do that. And then it says we don't have it. Look at this. Request through Interlibrary Loan Iliad. Easy peasy. Click on that. We're going to request it through Interlibrary Loan. You're going to enter your username and password because you've already created an Interlibrary Loan account. And if you have not, you're going to go to our King Library tutorials and click on how the tutorial that talks about how to create an Interlibrary Loan account. You're going to enter your username and password, and you are going to request it through them. It's a long way of doing it. Might take a couple days, might take 2 hours, it might take 2 weeks. We never really know, which is why when I go through this whole process, I like to narrow it down to full text, because then I know for sure we have the full text of that article. Those are my tips. I hope they help you. If you have any questions, please always ask us at the support desk, at the reference desk. We're happy to help. Thank you very much.